Hey there guys, SCL3618 here. Okay, this morning we're trying something a little bit different. First and foremost, I have been absent for a little while and I do apologize, but frankly that can be attributed to school. Finals week has been in full swing. I have one more exam before I am done. It's a bit of a bittersweet feeling, but luckily going back next year and resuming said swing. But it's been fun, it's been a great experience, and now that summer's going on, I hope you get some more videos to you guys. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Now, I'm just going to cover the layout while I'm down here. First thing you're going to notice is not the Lionel caboose, but how clear this footage is. I just upgraded camcorders. I switched from the Canon point-and-shoot SX170IS, good camera but a little bit dated, to a Sony HDR CX330, or 330CX, whatever it is. Anyways, I'm very pleased with it thus far. This is the second day that I've had it. So, I mean, I'm very impressed. Audio's good, footage is good. I'll do a test video later. But this will come in handy for future projects. And yes, that includes the 611 chase, guys, which I'm going to get to later on. But while we're down here, let's do the layout. Okay, the blatantly obvious thing here is the AWVR locomotive. Now, as I mentioned in the last update, I had been itching to complete this thing. So I decided to use a donor locomotive, and by donor, if you didn't notice the stripes on the back, this was the NS Blue Box Jeep 60. I decided, what the heck, go for it. I can get NS any day, so here's the result. Overall, pretty pleased. Stripe decals were a pain in the backside, but for my first real locomotive decal project, I am pleased. Only thing I'm going to do now is make a run to the hobby shop, get some yellow sill striping, and then give it a shot of dull coat to seal everything down. Here, I'll show you the conductor side. Overall, not too bad of a build. Stripping the paint was a bit tricky. As you can see, like on this side, the NS logo came out without a problem, minus that little stripe section, but other side decided nope. So that's about that. The plan is eventually to just swap shells between this and the chassis, which is also a new locomotive. But it's just a simple project, and I had fun doing it. So maybe if things work out, I'll make 777 or one of the wide cab units. But first things first, I got to get locomotive shells and bodies. So that lies down the line. But while we're on the chassis, we'll just give it a quick overview. This was the last year that Blue Box was made. I picked it up at Hobby Shop for about 30 bucks. Not too bad. Paint's still clean. It's missing a few parts because I've been half assembling the AWVR in this, so they're scattered here, there, and everywhere. Nice quiet runner. The camera test actually featured this engine, so if I do upload it, you'll see it rolling. Not bad there. Next up, do you have a project? This is formerly, you may have seen it in my older videos, just the Blue Box SW7 in Southern. Well, the eventual plan is to recreate, for those who have seen it, the TM Books and Video switcher from the I Love Toy Train series. I always wanted that locomotive as a kid. And, of course, as we know, the only thing they really made was the MTH freight car set in the 040. So I decided, give this little guy some work, and I'll give it a shot. Decals, I'll make them myself, need be. But, yeah, pretty easy project. And I figured I'd rather use this locomotive than let it sit in the box. So hopefully we'll get that done next update, but we'll see. And that's about it for the layout. We got a little Southern Tide fish. I like to drag that behind trains for the fun of it. Because why not? That aside, the layout's about the same, guys. Per usual, it's half mess, half decency, so that's about it. But okay, now we're going to roll on to what I've been up to and where we're going with all this. Alright then, now as for the question of what I've been up to and where the heck I've been. Well, first and foremost, guys, reality got in the way. It's been finals week, so I was doing the college norm, slamming papers till right up to the deadline. By the way, just a tip from me, if you're a procrastinator in high school, work on it now. You do not want to do this in college, trust me. You do not want to do it. So, work on that ahead of time, guys. That's just my advice for any incoming freshmen. Get your work done on time. Partying can wait. Having fun is great, as long as it's good, safe fun. But hey, I know it's college. We're bound to do stuff. Just use a sense of reason and remember that you're there for a reason. But that aside, primarily I've just had finals going on. I've got one more and I am home free. I'll be off for the summer, so hopefully I'll get some more stuff made for you guys. One other thing I've been doing, for those who pay attention to my videos, you may have noticed a Mustang Dyno Day. So I've been, luckily thanks to my photography, I've been involved with a local car club doing some shots for them, and I'm really pleased that they enjoyed it. I'll post my Flickr in the feed if y'all want to see it. I think I do okay. But that aside, I have been going to Cars and Coffee at the Riley Grand every month if I can help it. If you live in the RTP area and you have not gone, go. Just to give you off the top of my head, I have seen stuff I'd never thought I'd see. TVR, Lamborghini Huracan, that was just last week. Let's see, just all sorts of stuff. And it's great because you can go in the parking lot and see a Mazda Miata parked next to a Ferrari 458 Italia and then a GTR right beside it, including the original Skyline. I knocked that off my list too last week, so that's very awesome. Definitely recommend checking that out if you get the time. But in other news, I have been published. Yes, you guys just heard that right. But not for riding. Instead, for photography. To give you an idea of what happened, basically, first semester I was walking around one of the business offices getting some stuff tied away, and I happened to pass by the communications department. And basically just saw a flyer for the Photographers Forum Best of High School and College Photography Contest. So I figured, what the heck, I've had some decent shots, I'll give it a try. Well, to my surprise, a couple months later, I get an email saying I made the finalist cut. Now, mind you, this is a national competition, so very surprised on that. Best part, though, all finalists that make the cut get their piece printed in the book. Now, whenever the book gets here, guys, I will gladly show it to you, so I'm beyond blessed and surprised and pleased. I was really shocked that I made it that far. My opinion, my photography is okay, but I'm just glad people like it, and that's the main thing. But give you an idea of the shot. For those who've seen it, those might not have. This was actually declared as unprintable by Trans Magazine. I tried doing one of their contests, and I never heard anything back. So I decided to go elsewhere. Now, mind you, I entered this in the State Fair, just there, and it did fine. So it's been on Rail Pictures, which ain't really a big deal in the grand scheme of things. So for all y'all that worry about that, don't. So if the Macho Magazine of the hobby can declare it unprintable, yet someone else likes it, that just shows you guys. Don't worry entirely about what all they think. Because people in general, if they see a shot like this, they're going to appreciate it. They're not going to rivet count going, oh, that's a blank blank signal by da-da-da-da. They don't care. All they see is a unique angle that's not done every day. Now, mind you, I took this in pitch black, so it came out one of my better ones. Now, I know there's people that have done much better than me. I will acknowledge that out of the gate, and I applaud them. They do some awesome work. I mean, I just did this on a whim one night, and that's what makes the shot so special to me. And this was the first time that I really documented these searchlight signals. But yeah, that aside, I can rant about photography all day. I did enter 3 more, and that was in our university yearbook, like the art supplement with it. I won that too, thankfully. That one came a little bit of a cash prize. Nothing too crazy, but enough to get a couple decoders, if nothing else. But I'll show you that real quick. This is one of them. I used my 611. So as you can see the smoke effects, I did not Photoshop that. That was all done right back here on the layout. And I used just a long exposure and a little bit of an over trick. That is cotton. Yes, that is right. I took just cotton and whisked it in front of the camera and you can get a steam effect. Takes a lot of trial and error, but when it works, it works. Now as for the winning entry, this one actually did well in the State Fair about 2 years ago. You guys may recognize those proto units sitting in the shelf back there, but I went to a neighbor's garden one day and decided, okay, let's have a little fun. So I have, phone's cropping it a bit weird, but yeah, that's it. So I definitely have some crazy shots, but I have fun with it, guys. And if you just want to do model train photography, go for it. Have some fun. Get out of the layout, because you can get better lighting outside and a bunch of other stuff. But that aside, guys, if you're just wanting to do it, try it. What have you got to lose? Just be sure to keep your equipment dry and safe and dirt out of the gears, and you'll be fine. So that's about it for that segment. Alrighty, guys, that about wraps this update up. But before I close things out, I'm just going to go over a couple fun things. March 7th, we hit 3618 subscribers, so I thought that was kind of cool to finally match the sub count with my channel number's sake. It's since passed that by about 200, so I can't thank you guys enough for the continued support. I do hope you get some more videos coming out. And on that note, like I said at the beginning of the video, we're going to cover that. So, first and foremost, as everyone and their last cousin knows by now, NNW 611 is coming back. And May 30th is the date. Now, I recommend going on the North Carolina Transportation Museum or the Fire Up 611 website if you really want to see it. But I'm just going to pass along some tips and guidelines. First and foremost, for the love of everything, guys, unless you're officially Casey Thompson, or anyone with the railroad, don't be that guy that ruins it for everyone photo-wise, because they have a reason to. If they're going for official photographs, that's fine, but keep it courteous. We're all out there trying to have some fun, experience history, and see this awesome machine in action. We don't want to make it too dangerous, and I know the chase lines are going to be nuts. Remember, guys, North Carolina State Troopers can be a bit turds at times, so all they have to see is a bunch of hungry foamers going after a train, and they're gonna have a field day. So just drive safe, keep it the speed limit if possible. Now, I've heard the train will be limited to 45 miles an hour. Let's hope that's the case, because I'm hoping that's going to cut out on the number of idiots, and we all know it happens. We see it on YouTube all the time. 844, 4449, any big steam chase has that group of foamers that are just going to go nuts driving. So just for the love of everything, we don't want anybody hurt. That's the last thing we want in these trips. Photo lines, if you're going to be filming, let people know. If you're going to pan, let people know. Use common courtesy and talk to people. I know that sounds weird and crazy to some, but let me tell you, you can save yourself a whole lot of trouble just by talking to people. Case in point, I was once at a meet, and I got cussed out by a guy that was shooting film on an SLR. He never told anybody. Me and a buddy had been standing to the side for about 5 minutes just talking and walk up while he'd been shooting Lord knows how many photos of an object we were done with in 3. Now, I'm all for, I understand people want to stay with film SLR, that's fine, that's their choice, but speak up. If you see someone that's nearby saying, hey, do you mind? Be nice about it. Don't be, I mean, just be decent, guys. It's not that hard. People will act, especially the public, if you just ask them nicely or tell them what in the world you're doing, you will get a much better reaction. I've been out rail fanning multiple times, and people ask what's going on, and I'll just show them a picture of it and talk to them. And that's really the best thing you can do. I think it's a skill this hobby lacks sometimes, but it can be learned, and that's the main thing. But rant aside, I just wish you all the best if you're out there chasing it. Best of luck for photos and video. Some of my subscribers out there, I'm hoping to see you guys. You know who you are. We've hung out before, and I am very ready for us to all get back together if possible. So, that's about it, guys. Thank you all for watching. You survived yet another one of my updates. I applaud you all for that. So until next time, guys, this is SCL 3618 signing off.